YouTube fellow community, Sharon Jones and the Dap-King fans, random people on the internet. My name is Giggens, and we are here today to talk about Sharon Jones and the Dap-Kings' It's a Holiday Soul Party, released on Daptone Records, October 30th, 2015. This is the seasonal record by Sharon Jones and the Dap-Kings, and it's an absolute smash from start to finish. It's fun, it's vibrant, it's full of life, it's full of a lot of heart and soul and warmth, and the amazing voice of Sharon Jones, who we lost last year. This was the last album that came out in her lifetime. Another one has come out just recently, but this was the last one she saw, and it's an absolutely fantastic album. I love this thing. Um, like I said, it's fun and it's got a lot of heart, and it's hard to put out a Christmas album without either cashing in or having it be a cop out, or hey, let's just do a bunch of covers of standards and see what happens, or write a couple of half-baked originals and see what happens. Like, there was some serious time and consideration put into this thing, and it really shows. And because of that, it makes for a fascinating listen. And it's just from start to finish, you just want to keep putting it back on over and over again. Um, so right off the bat, and this thing starts off with 8 Days of Hanukkah, and it's just a fun song where it's got that countdown, and then it just falls into this like groove, this hypnotic groove with these big swinging happy horns and Sharon's voice mixed in with Sean and Star in the background. Very fun to listen to, just an absolute joy. The horns punch through the speakers, Sharon's voice is happy and sparkling, and just an absolute beautiful start to this album. It really sets the ball rolling and gets you in the mood for what the rest of the album's going to sound like. The band just falls into this groove throughout the whole thing. And I mean, at this point in the Dap-Kings' career, they are a well-oiled machine, and so whenever they get together, it just gels, and they know what to do. They know how to play off each other. They know the bounces, and they know the rhythms, and they know the changes, and it all just works. Fantastic start. I absolutely love this song. Aint No Chimneys in the Projects. This is a fantastic song too, and this came out as a single well before this album came out. It may have been a single in 2014, if I remember correctly. But this is an absolutely wonderful song about well, it was wonderful, but I love the storytelling to the song, where it's about growing up in the projects in the bad parts of town, and you live in apartment buildings and there aren't chimneys, and so little Sharon Jones is asking, how does Santa get in here? How does he leave presents? There's no chimneys here. Like, how does he do this? And her mom basically says, well, Santa's magic. He can do what he wants. He can make these things happen. And as she grows up, she realizes her mom was Santa at those points. So it's like, it's kind of bittersweet, because there's a hopeful magic to it, but there's also like a realism at the same time. A very interesting dynamic there. But the music on it, I absolutely love the music on this. Those really almost melancholic horns. They're expressive, but they're sad at the same time. And there's another solo of a little phrase of Jingle Bells in the middle there, which pops up throughout this album pretty often, without actually having to do Jingle Bells. White Christmas, the Irving Berlin song, this version is funky, straight up awesomeness. It's bouncy, it's got a rhythm to it. Sharon is just like full on this song. You can tell she's having a great time. You can tell she's probably dancing or singing, just as she's singing. Very fun to listen to. The backup from Sean and Star on this track, also spot on. I love the blend of all their voices together. The band on this track almost sounds like they could have been backing Sam and Dave or somebody back in the 60s. They got kind of a loose rock, R&B, soul kind of feel, which is really cool to hear. Track 4, Just Another Christmas Song. This is written by the drummer of the band, Homer Steinweiss, and this is kind of an interesting song because it references like a bunch of Christmas songs and kind of sums up that feeling you get during the holidays, where if you're a big fan of it, you might love the holidays. If you're not a big fan of it, there might still be a part of you there that's like wanting to enjoy it. And it's kind of got like a low-key, chill vibe throughout this one. I love the clean guitars that are on it. The horn solo's got this like sing-along melody to it. Very cool constructed song. It takes a lot of work to make a decent Christmas song, and I feel like this album is loaded with them. Silent Night. This song is an absolute smash. It's bluesy. It almost sounds like a B.B. King song. It's got that slow, smoky barroom feel, that slow stomp kind of feel. And Sharon's voice on this track is absolutely phenomenal. She just owns it. She just completely owns this song. She just glows throughout the whole thing. Absolute standout performance. The horns with their call and response throughout this thing. The loose kind of swinging atmosphere. It still embodies like the original spirit of the song you would have heard like in church when you were a kid, or now. You don't have to be a kid to go to church, but like you know, those Christmas Eve services, you know, and you go there and they sing Silent Night. It's got that real spooky kind of beautiful harmony, and that spirit is still encapsulated in her version, but it's funky, and I absolutely love that they did that blend. It just only they can pull that off and make it work, and only her voice can jump on top of that and make it so full of heart. Absolute smash. Big Bulbs is kind of a fun, simple, stripped down song. There's only a guitar, a trumpet, sleigh bells, and vocals. That's it throughout the entire song. I love when they scream, you know, where the party at? Right here. Like, it's just a fun kind of thing to remind you, like, oh yeah, we're still here. The harmonizing at the end, I love that. Again, the vocals and the instrumentation on this album, even if there's only 3 instruments on a song, they still nail it. Side 2 starts off with Please Come Home for Christmas, written by Charles Brown, I think in 1960. Not Charlie Brown from the Peanuts, but Charles Brown, who wrote a handful of other big hits. This song gained a lot of popularity in the late 70s when the Eagles did it. That's probably like, if you ask people now, that's probably the most famous version. I guess Bon Jovi did it too, but meh. Sharon's version I really, really love. It kind of it incorporates that early 60s feel, but it sounds like it was recorded in the early 70s. It's got that like early 70s R&B kind of feel, which is awesome. I don't know how they pulled that off, but like stylistically, it sounds a little different from their norm. I don't know how they did that, but that's the feeling I got from it. Funky Little Drummer Boy is just Little Drummer Boy, but with the word funky in it. It's just a real cool, expressive, soulful, bouncy vibe. Sharon's voice sounds really proud and locked in and exuberant and just in the spirit of the holidays and just really feeling the energy of the room. Just totally soaks it up. Silver Bells, this song, for me, is an absolute standout, one of the best. A bit of a personal story, not personal, but something. I don't really talk about my experiences with music all that much. I try to stay out of it, but I was in a restaurant a few weeks ago, and I'm filming this here in December of 2017, and so this would have been early December, and they were playing Christmas music. I was waiting for an order, and they played the Beach Boys and a couple other classics, and then all of a sudden, Sharon Jones came on doing Silver Bells. And I was sitting there listening to it, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to lose it right here. Like, I'm going to start, like, bawling my eyes out, because her voice is so beautiful. And she's gone. And it's like, it's such a sad thing, because she's so talented. Absolutely just one of the most beautiful voices out there. But, you know, the song starts off really gentle and sweet, and her voice just, like, you can just sit there and just listen to her a cappella, and be like, yep, I'm in. This is a great song. But then it gets funky, and it's cool because it doesn't just rely on like the old feeling. They're able to incorporate that new feeling, and it works. It just works. World of Love. This is a song about like, you know, peace on earth and just goodwill towards everybody. Everybody getting along. Like, just put your crap down and be good to each other. Like, we need that. I don't know who sings this, though. I have scoured the internet, and I cannot figure out who sings it. Is it one of the Dap-Kings? Is it... who is it? I don't know. So if you guys know who sings that song, let me know. And the album ends with God Rest Ye Merry Gents. A real funky instrumental, and a great way to end this album. It's almost got like a Budos band vibe. It's got like that gypsy kind of soul R&B vibe to it, which I think is absolutely a blast to listen to. Big, bright horns. You know, again, the Dap-Tones well in their element to show off their strengths and just display what they can do. So here's the back cover, and here's a closer picture of the front there. And I'll show you the LP here, which is on red vinyl, which looks super cool. Overall, I think this is an absolute smash of an album. I don't really get into Christmas albums a whole lot beyond like the Beach Boys or even the Chipmunks one or something, but like, and the Beatles. Alright, there's a handful of ones that I really like, but This is up there. This is absolutely one of my favorite Christmas albums of all time. I actually have a picture of the Beach Boys Christmas album down there, which is kind of cool. But yeah, for me, this is a straight up like 9 out of 10. I'd give it a 10 out of 10 if there was one more Sharon vocal on here. I think one more of hers would have been a 10 out of 10. But other than that, I love it. I think it's an absolute classic. So this has been Album Reviews with me, Giggens, and Sharon Jones and the Dap-Kings. It's a holiday soul party. Absolute smash to hear her voice and hear the music and hear the band, and just a great time. You know, it's something you put on, you flip over and over again, you just keep it going all night long. It's one of those albums. So thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Album Reviews with me, Giggens, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.